So the next step in our pre-practice goaltender prep program is what we call movement skills. Now, a lot of you are going to watch this and you're going to think, well, that's just a dynamic warm-up. And there's absolute truth to that. What I'm going to go through here briefly is, in fact, a dynamic warm-up or dynamic flexibility. But we use the terminology movement skills because we really want to sort of stress and drive home the point that not only are we warming up the tissue and getting a sweat, which is important, not only we're going through some dynamic, flexibility routines, which is very important, but we're also sort of practicing and repetitively honing fundamental movement skills. Very much like when our goaltenders get on the ice, and one of the first things they do is they, go through their basic skating routine, their crease movement, very fundamental, very basic patterns, nothing fancy, nothing sexy, that we see all really, really good NHL goaltenders do, and high-level goaltenders, anywhere. You're going to get on the ice, you're going to go through whatever basic movement patterns you're going to do on the ice, and you're just repetitively honing those patterns so that they're second nature. Well, our movement skills portion of our goaltender prep program, we think of as very much the same way. Really, our entire prep program in itself can be looked at as a very short, condensed, focused training program that we can repeat, essentially every single day. So if we get these 6 or 7 exercises from our movement skills portion done every day, the way that I look at that as a coach is 6-7 days a week, we're getting 10 reps of these very important, very basic, but very important movement patterns done. And that, again, that accumulates over time. If we're doing that, more or less every single day, all year long, we're getting 10-minute training sessions, 15-minute training sessions all the time. And it's that micro-dosing approach that we're taking. So again, this is dynamic, dynamic warm-up, so to speak, but it's much more than that. And it's important to stress the attention to detail and the doing things really well, so that we're not just going through the motions, but we're actually improving and maintaining and honing those very specific and very fundamental movement skills. So I don't have a lot of space thanks to the coronavirus. We're in my basement, so I'll do the best I can here. The first exercise we're going to do, we call a lateral knee hug and lunge. So all I'm going to do, going this way, usually we have about 10 yards, 10 meters of turf to do this, and we get 5 or 6 reps each way. But all I'm going to do is knee hug, toe's going to come up, and I'm going to get tall on this foot, and I'm going to step out into a deep lateral lunge stretch back to the middle, okay? Toe up, knee up on the ball of my foot, out, and stretch. Toe up, knee up, get tall, and back out, and I'm going to come back, the same thing, okay? Up tall, long body, okay? Extending through this hip. I want to get tall, straight spine, put my head up into the lights, and back out, okay? The next one we're going to do is called an SLDL, or a single leg deadlift. Okay, we're sort of stretching and activating posterior chain, glutes, hamstrings, upper back. Very simple. I'm going to try to touch my hands to the wall, touch one of my feet to the wall behind me while I'm stable on one leg. So I'm out, long, look like an uppercase T, come up nice and tall. And notice my spine is nice and straight the whole time. I'm not folding over. I'm not sloppily kind of reaching down for my toes, but I'm in a long and strong position, extended, up tall, a little pop to it on the way back up. Reach, up tall. Very deliberate, focused, fundamental movement patterns that we hone day in and day out to help improve movement skill, movement literacy, and prepare ourselves to get on the ice, stay healthy, and perform well, okay? After SLDL, we're basically going to do a straight leg march. So again, this is an exercise a lot of people will do, but I see it butchered a lot of times. And a lot of times it's kind of sloppy and it's kind of reach for the sky with the foot, back flexes over, no real attention to detail, no real deliberateness to it. We want to be a little bit sharper, a little bit crisper. We want to move from the hips. We want to stay stable. through our lumbar spine like we talked about in the mobility section. Okay, so we're going to come up nice and smooth, just about belly button level, and then snap back down. Okay, smooth up, snap down, take a step, smooth, snap, smooth, snap. Staying up tall, smooth, snap. Now we start to speed up the pace a little bit. Okay, we want to become a little bit more fluid, a little bit more natural. The next one is a straight leg skip. So now we allow a little bit more motion, a little rotation. The spine can move a little more. So now we just add a skip to that. We still want to snap back down, have some pop, have some power. Okay, come back, the same thing. Little rhythm to it, little bounce, little pop. All right. Now we transition into more lateral stuff because obviously we're going to get on the ice. We're going to have to move laterally, be explosive. So we go into lateral skip. In lateral skip, what we want to think about is two things. One, if I'm going this way, I need to push off this back leg, right? I'm pushing, I'm driving that direction. Second thing is I don't want my feet to cross over. Okay, obviously when we're in the net, there's not a lot of time where we want our feet crossing over. That's not going to be a good idea. So can we do this sloppily, cross over, jump around, and get a sweat and get warm? Yes. Is that helping us improve fundamental patterns and the skill of moving? No. So we want to be really sharp with lateral skip. Pop, drive, pop, drive, pop, drive, pop, drive. That back leg does the work. Push, push, push. Feet never cross. The last one we're going to do, again, kind of the theme of a good movement skill session, dynamic warm-up, is slow to fast. It's kind of stretch to explosiveness. The last thing we're going to do is a shuffle, shuffle, stick. We're going to have our hands in a good position now. It's going to be 2 jumps over, stick and hold. So I'm working on explosiveness. I'm also going to be working on the ability to stop and control my motion. Okay? So again, not a lot of space here, so I'll do over and back a couple times. It's going to be push, push, stick, push, push, stick, coming back, push, push, stick, push, push, stick, drive, drive, stick, drive, drive, stick. Last one, drive, drive, stick, drive, drive, stick. And that's the movement skills portion of our goaltender prep program.